What is good, clutter people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bob Lamb, going triple Kool-Aid on a whole lot of Bob first week because I be drinking too much. Seriously, I'm lean the hell out right now while I'm playing Call of Duty. But anyway, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about Lil Uzi Vert and Future's first week sales on Pluto, Baby Pluto, their recent collab tape that just dropped this last Friday, in which they actually exceeded my expectations on albums sold first week. So without further ado, Uzi, Future, Pluto, Baby Pluto, first week sales, big W. Let's talk about it. Okay, so as I just mentioned in the intro, I think that Pluto, Baby Pluto by Lil Uzi Vert and Future was actually a massive W for a collab tape, in that they're expected to sell over 110k copies first week, actually up to 120k by some measures. But anyway, the reason this is actually such a big feat is that most of the time, as we all know, collab tapes usually sell way less in general. Uzi with Eternal Take sold like 300k, a little bit under actually, and Future sold 125k on his last album this past year in 2020, and so together I thought they would sell like 70 to 80k if we were lucky, but nah, they sold 110 to 120k, especially with the Billboard rules changing this past October, where merch sales and other bundles don't necessarily count anymore, whereas before people would exploit the shit out of that, including like Travis Scott and other artists. No shade towards them, but you know, I would do the same thing if I was a hip-hop artist in the game, trying to inflate my numbers and show people who's boss, because selling merch actually makes you more money than streaming in most cases. That is if you can move the merch, which a lot of artists can't. Now, as I mentioned in the review, I thought Uzi was gonna carry the album heavy, but Future did his thing. Honestly, I could see an argument where Future did better than Uzi, although on the second and third listen, Uzi really killed that shit. Every single song, and I'm talking Lullaby, I know everybody hated that song, but if you just are chilling, eating some COD while playing COD, you can vibe to it. Plus, the first listen is always hard to judge an album, especially when we first listened to it on Reaction in the main channel past midnight, and I was so tired. I was only awake from all the Mountain Dew that I drank like instantly before the live stream. But something else to note that's very significant is that Uzi and Future actually outsold Juice WRLD and Future's collab tape World on Drugs, which is regarded as one of the better collab tapes in this past decade, other than maybe What a Time to Be Alive. But I don't even think we know how much that sold first week, because it really wasn't a big deal until the past couple years for some reason. But World on Drugs sold 98k first week, and as I mentioned before, this included the merch bundles, and so it was probably inflated a little bit, maybe like 10,000 pieces bought, and so maybe streaming wise it really sold 88k versus the 110 to 120k with Uzi and Future. And Juice WRLD is actually a pretty big merch artist. I personally have a couple pieces from him alone for Death Race for Love, even because his merch designers honestly do a good job. And I cannot say the same thing for Uzi and Future. Well, I can't say the same thing for Future because I have never seen it, but definitely not with Uzi, because the Eternal Take merch was absolute trash, and I know y'all agree with me. It was all fruity. It looked like if I put that shit on, I would turn into a powder puff girl. And I don't know if y'all follow me on Twitter, but if you don't, I actually tweeted the expected first week sales for NBA YoungBoy's mixtape that he dropped this past week. And I know it was a surprise mixtape and he didn't put it out on all streaming platforms for 2 days, so maybe the 21 to 24k isn't, you know, doing it justice, considering it wasn't really that well promoted. He didn't even want to promote it that much because it was just for the OG fans. But if you ask me, that's just not needed then. He's dropping next week with Rich the Kid on Nobody's Safe, and all the more reason for this final test of the competition between NBA YoungBoy fans and Uzi, because if our calculations are correct, this second project that is confirmed by Uzi on Twitter and apparently got hella bangers, because Pluto, Baby Pluto, the one they dropped last Friday, was for the streets, they might be dropping back to back and dropping on the same day as Rich the Kid, because Uzi and Rich got some history, as we all know. And so if Uzi and Future outsell NBA YoungBoy and Rich the Kid, because let's be real, NBA YoungBoy fans are dedicated to my man over here, so it's basically a solo tape for YoungBoy, then we can finally put to rest this war between Uzi fans and YoungBoy fans, because right now YoungBoy actually has more total streams in 2020 than Uzi. However, Uzi, from the chart data Twitter account, we found out that he has more charting songs or something like that in 2020, which I believe is a more effective indicator of a hip-hop artist's success rather than total streams, because YoungBoy be dropping so many albums like every other week. But I'm gonna make a whole dedicated video towards the NBA YoungBoy and Lil Uzi Vert competition, probably on this channel, so I don't want to get too much into it now, but all I know is the collab tape competition possibly dropping this next Friday, because we don't know if Uzi and Future are actually doing it, although we hope. Then it will finally be a fair comparison. In fact, Nobody's Safe been hella promoted for the past 6 months, so no YoungBoy fans can come up to Uzi and say that he only has higher sales because NBA YoungBoy drops too much and Uzi been hyping it up with Future for so much longer, because that's simply not true. But that's about it. I just wanted to do a quick video on this topic because I know y'all are seeing these sales and some people are calling the album mid, but let's be real, this shit's flames. Everybody wants to say Uzi is overrated. Same with every single artist. I know pretty much every popular rapper goes through this phase. Trippie Redd's going through it hard right now. Travis Scott gets a lot of hate as well. Uzi does too, especially Cardi with the baby voice and Ahmed, and just this year alone. And yeah, so with that, it's your boy Bobalam signing off, microdosing those new types of shroomies that are going legal in Oregon or something like that so I can meet Uzi on Pluto. Let me know in the comments if you think it deserved 110 to 120k first week sales. Also, do you think it's gonna be NBA YoungBoy and Rich the Kid's Nobody's Safe? But also make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as follow me on all my socials in the description and join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, Cardi people. Know what I'm saying?